Breaking news is coming out of Syria right now as Russia and the United States have actually agreed on a ceasefire agreement inside of the brutal war in Syria that has killed over 500,000 people and displaced 4 million people in the entire world. To break down what happened, how it happened, and what's going to happen with this ceasefire, I am joined by the one and only Dan Dix of PressForTruth.ca, another fellow journalist, reporter who has been covering this exact situation for a very long time. Now, Dan, this is huge news. Obviously, it's going to change the geopolitical field dramatically. What exactly happened?
Well, it's an incredibly complicated scenario going on right now. There's so many factions intermingling with one another on the grounds there. I really think that right now Russia is really being the rational ones in all of this, and it seems that America is finally starting to use a bit of reason. But as we know, this isn't a complete withdrawal of Western powers. This is, that's simply not happening yet. But it is a step in the right direction at the very least.
It's really interesting because there's so many powers in place: Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Russia, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, in this whole mix. So it's really complex to break down. But the truce will officially begin on Saturday, and they're supposed to ceasefire on the rebels, except for ISIS and al-Nusra. There are about 18 rebel groups, 18 territories that will agree to the ceasefire that the United States and Russia will monitor together to make sure no one violates the cease agreement. But as we know, ISIS's and al-Nusra's, al-Qaeda's tactics are usually meant to jump into certain situations, play the civilians in that region, and to make the situation very difficult for any military combating them. So many people are not very optimistic about this very fact that this ceasefire will last, mainly because of the techniques and tactics that ISIS and al-Nusra deploys. It's also interesting to see how Turkey has responded, because the official rules of the ceasefire is if anyone breaks the ceasefire, that means you could fire on them back. Whoever shoots first violates it, and you have a right to retaliate. Assad has that power right now. If any of the rebel groups that have agreed upon in this agreement with the United States and Russia fire upon Assad's forces, Assad will have the right to break the ceasefire at any moment and time. Do you think this ceasefire will bring peace to Syria?
No, I don't. I think there's a huge conflict of interest going on right now. You got to consider the fact that the Kurds are the allies of Canada, and at the very same time, the Canadian ally NATO is fighting the Kurds, so there's an obvious contradiction there, a misplaying. So I don't think that this current toxic soup, just because there's a ceasefire, means that we are not heading towards more trouble. Look at it like in post-World War I Europe. Although everybody was intermingled together, and it caused such confusion that all it took was the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, and World War I kicked off. Because of all the mix-up and the confusion, that's all it took was the assassination of him, sparked World War I. So, are we in the clear? Not necessarily. But as I said, it's a step in the right direction, but this ain't over yet.
Yes. It's also interesting that you brought up the Kurds, which are allies with the United States, with Canada, are fighting with the Syrian government, are fighting with the Iranian forces, are fighting against ISIS, and yet they are still being bombed by the Turkish government, which are sending artillery shells into northern Syria, bombing their positions. Meanwhile, they're trying to fight ISIS and are with us. Meanwhile, Turkey's a part of NATO, which makes no sense at all. And Turkey has actually released a statement saying that they will retaliate and they will fire on the Kurds if they have to. But this looks like a slow progression towards kind of peace, but more towards a kind of Russian geopolitical victory inside of Syria. For months now, you could watch this YouTube channel. We have been telling you Russia is about to win this war. And they were just about to get into Aleppo. The major city that was held by the rebels was about to be defeated by the Syrians, by the Russians. And that's why we were telling you just even days ago, this war is about to be over. The ceasefire was happening. The Russians and Syrians were about to win a strategic move. But also very interestingly, we're seeing Iran and Russia coming out publicly saying that they are very happy about this cease, but we're not seeing the same kind of enthusiasm from the United States. We're seeing CIA directors saying they're not optimistic about this truce. We're not seeing Obama make a public statement like Putin did, who went on national television and recorded a broadcast right after getting off the phone with Obama agreeing with this truce. We're not seeing the same kind of enthusiasm from the United States. Dan, why do you think that is?
Well, it's really because there's an underlining agenda here. There's something else that's been playing all along behind the radar, which is the plan to oust Bashir al-Assad. That has been the goal all along. And I think, with all the various factions, the enemies versus the allies, the 18 different regions that are going to be under a ceasefire, apparently, this is all kind of smoke and mirrors potentially to make people think that things are okay, don't worry about it, nothing to see here. Meanwhile, the plan, the agenda is still the same. Go in, take Assad out, let ISIS be the big bad boogeyman.
It looks like with this ceasefire that Assad will be able to stay in power, which means a huge loss for the United States and a huge geopolitical victory for the Russians. It's also important that I'm not personally optimistic because I'm seeing what's happening also behind the scenes with Saudi Arabia announcing that the fact that they want to send surface-to-air missiles inside of Syria so they could shoot down Russian aircraft when they're attacking them. And as we know, as we've been documenting on this YouTube channel for so long, Saudi Arabia has been sending in arms, weapons, and money inside of Syria, which has been ending up in the hands of al-Nusra and ISIS because they also want regime change. They also want Bashar al-Assad gone. Another reason I'm not optimistic is because just a few hours ago, the United States has sent its largest ever ammo shipment to Europe. 5,000 tons of ammo has just been sent to Europe to reinforce, obviously, NATO and U.S. forces, obviously near Russia. So tensions are still high. I personally think the situation will kind of unfold like Ukraine, where there's a ceasefire, there's still sporadic small shelling, killing happening in Ukraine right now. It's kind of at a pause, but it could be reignited at any moment, at any time, and be used. And as we're seeing, the military, Americans and Russians, are reinforcing their kind of troops, their ammo, their military drills all around the surrounding areas going against each other. So even though this is a truce, there still is extremely high tensions happening in the region. What do you think about that, Dan?
Yeah, let's just hope that this isn't the calm before the storm. Similar to what we talked about earlier, pre-World War I, where everything was so mixed together that all it took was the spark of the assassination of one man to kick off the war. Could we be in a similar situation now? We could be. I certainly hope not.
Yes, and we see the alliances, and now, shockingly, we're seeing the U.S. back down. As you know, the United States has been closely tied in with Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, and we have on the other side Syria, Iran, Russia, which is also backed by China. Situation is getting interesting. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep you updated on what's happening in those very important geopolitical regions as the news is breaking. Follow Dan Dix at pressfortruth.ca. He's going to be breaking down similar news on his channel. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining me.